Hi, this is Chris. This is session 3 of Coyote and Crow Bleeding in the Black. My pronouns are he, him, and we're playing this as part of a series that is part of the Gauntlet community. If you're not familiar with the Gauntlet, check it out at gauntlet-rpg.com. We are using the Gauntlet Community Code of Conduct and have some safety tools, and we reviewed them all in the first session. So we're going to jump right in. Last we left the group, we were split up. There was Shaka on one side and Ahote, and Desba was with Shaka, was the decision we just made, and Ahote was elsewhere. Shaka, would you like to remind us what happened last session?
Yeah, so I don't have a great memory, so I don't remember exactly, but I took some notes. So basically, we went and met up with some NPC whose name Aquani, and went out and found the there was a tree that had where Dasi took drugs, and she would space out, and um let's see, Ahote um had a vision, and the vision, you saw a bear spirit that was infected by the purple boils, and an antelope that was wounded, and a bear possessed the antelope and then ran off towards the research facility. And there was an Utsu, a barge, that dropped red scales like solar panels that we found there, um, that went toward the research facility, and the people were wearing like research gear. And there was one guy who fired it looked like a big heavy military weapon that looked, maybe it was stolen because he didn't know how to handle it. And the elder was killed and wounded, seemed to have been wounded by the bear. And we heard another wolf that howled off in the distance. Um, and we ran into Thaka, who was a local farmer that was fascinated by the plant that we had come to find. That plant provides vivid memory recall and has some of the purple vein stuff in it. But Thaka was real nervous about the research facility, and uh, I went. Maybe I didn't introduce myself. I'm Steven. I'm playing Shaka. Both pronouns are he, him. But Shaka went to the police to see. We think we need to go across the border into Ezcan territory, and we want to see. I wanted to see. Shaka wanted to see if the police would have any problems with that. And I went and I talked to a guy behind a desk who was completely on the take, but was completely happy with me. And he called like his superior officer, who came out and was like, "Get out." He was like, "Get out of town." So that's what I remember. Did I miss anything?
That was great.
Okay.
Yep. So how about Ahote? What does Ahote remember?
Hi, I'm Rod, he, him. I'm playing Ahote, he, him. And just want to add that Ahote did not have the vision because he was doing drugs at the tree. Um, I believe, yeah, no, that was a good synopsis. I think we ended Ahote, right. In the vision, the person who shot with the military weapon was a person wearing a mask with golden eyes, who we now see in real life, as we were trying to hack into, or we were getting to get to break into the police to study the elder's body, uh, into their morgue, I believe. But we were across the street, planning or trying to hack in, and uh I believe that's at the point where the man with the golden eyes has burst in, and I think we left it off there.
You got it. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's Pawanti. I don't think you necessarily know the name, but perhaps one of the other NPCs recognized them. So they are in the NPC tab. And Pawanti was busting in saying those mag slings are mine because there were a couple of items for sale at this tech market, including magslings. And Dasi ran over to grab them, and that's where we left it. So we're not necessarily in combat here. The question is, what does a Hote do? Or do you wait to see things play out with the other NPCs?
Okay, did this place look like it had security of any sort?
Security, there is
Personnel, yeah,
there's
or
a security drone
okay.
that could be used, that looks like it's sitting on a shelf up high. But you know that all drones need to actually be controlled by a person, and I think his name is Chihan, is the person who was going to help you. Chihan was in the middle of starting to hack, so he could definitely turn his attention to the drone, but there's no security guard or anything like that.
And does Puwanti have any weapon or any visible weapons out or anything like that?
He has a mag sling slung along his back. Yeah.
Right.
It's the same one that you saw him fire from the Yutsu. I called it a barge, but it should have been a sled or whatever. We call it a barge.
All
In your
right.
vision.
And he obviously knows that he's obviously seen Dasi, or
Yeah, he was going to, you don't really know. He seems pretty irrational. He was going to grab some mag slings from the store, and Dasi looks scared and is going to grab them. So,
who
I mean,
who looks like they're gonna get to it first, or is it a toss up?
Yeah, it's a toss up. You think Dasi might get to them first?
I'm gonna tackle Puwanti
Okay. All right. So
because I'm so physically fit, my character.
yeah. So let's get to the dice roller and do a I think it's an athletics check. And as you pointed out, your athletics is going to be you're going to roll 2 dice.
Yeah.
So what you do is when you don't have the skill, you roll the lower of the 2.
All right. So remind me, this is 2d10?
2d12.
2d12, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. This will be funny. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
All right. You get a 6 and a 2. So if you want to spend a couple of points of mind, you could increase that 6. Oh, actually,
Ooh.
you know what? I just realized, sorry, I need to do this the right way. Let's take a look at the left side at the little cheat sheet here to make sure I've got you the correct success number. That's one of the fun things of, all right, so on line 51, basically, okay, I need to look at the PD of the target. That's basically the main thing. Okay. So let me just check. I think I have gentleman's PD over here. Let's see his physical defense. Yeah, so he's wearing, no, he's not wearing armor. He's a regular guy. So his physical defense is actually 7. So you'd only have to increase it to 1.
Oh, all right.
In order to tackle him.
Yes, I will definitely spend the mind.
And then technically what I would do, and he doesn't have athletics, I would check his athletics. Let me see, does he have anything else? Yeah, so if he had athletics, I could, the target with the same skill as that being attacked adds that number to defense as a secondary action. Oh, that's for melee. Okay, sorry. Anyway, go ahead, Rod.
So that's a 7, so 1 success.
All right, tell us what that looks like as you tackle him.
Oh, I think he's more surprised than I am, or maybe not, that it worked. And I just like shove him into like another table where a person was sitting, and that person scrams, and we were falling into furniture is what's happening, I think.
Awesome. All right, Dasi grabs one of the mag slings while you're doing that and points at him and says, get the hell out of here. Let's smash cut over to the police station for a second. So we've got Desba and Shaka, and Shaka has specifically Desba's there as well, and Shaka was talking to the junior officer, and the chief effectively came out and started to do a coercion role, saying, get out of here. So we could do a coercion check. Desba is there as well. I don't think there's an assist option in this game. And in the interest of time, as we said at the beginning of the game, if we're not 100% sure, we'll just kind of make a call. So let's see. Your question, Shaka, was how far has Ahote gotten in terms of hacking? And so the answer is they have not finished hacking. So would you like to try to contest this coercion roll from the NPC?
Yeah. So I think that my total intent here is to distract the guards. I want to go see if they're okay with us going across and get a feel for what the authorities are like here.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to give a distraction to allow Ahote to hack into the system.
Yep.
So yeah, let's oppose the coercion roll.
Okay.
I have 5 dice in coercion.
Yeah. So basically, I'm supposed to make a coercion check with a success number equal to your mystical defense value. So let's do that first. And given this is the, like 5th session of this, I don't remember if I've done an opposed coercion. So it might take me a second to take a look. So let me just roll for this NPC. Let's see. So your mystical defense is 5, right?
Yes.
All right. So they need to get above that. So let's see what kind of ranks. Yeah, that would be. All right, so they need to get above a 5. They got 1, 1, 1, which means that they at this point have 1, 2, 3 successes because we get rid of one of them. One of them's a critical. So let me roll another. All right, so they have 4 successes. Let's see. It's called the social encounter. I don't remember if I put that on the cheat sheet. Let me see if I can just quickly find that. All right. Lots of things can modify this. Contested skill check. Okay. So the first player to act resolves is normal. So we had a 4. And the total number is set aside. The rest of the round continues as normal. When the second party takes their action, make a skill check. Okay, so we compare them. So that's pretty much what it is. So if you want to roll your coercion, you can do that.
I'll roll my coercion.
I mean, here's actually the funny thing is technically it doesn't have to be coercion. If you have something better, you could try to charm them, but you have to do some kind of social skill. So you're welcome to do coercion if you want.
Yeah, I think coercion is probably the best thing, and let's see what that looks like.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, what's my target number here?
Yeah. Let's see. Your target number is 5.
Okay. So I think I have 3 successes with 1 critical. So
Yep.
let me roll another
Which means
D12.
you're definitely going to get another success.
That's
Yeah.
a 5.
So that means you have 5 successes because the 5 is above the target number.
I think that's right.
I mean, it's equal to or above. Cool. So you win this one. And what does it say? Ending it. Yeah, I think if you had lost, like in theory, you could have like lost a point of mind or something. So this character Polka, tell us what that looks like. If you like, tell us what it looks like. How does it go down?
Yeah, so I think the way that this goes down is I'm using my coercion, and basically I talk to them just like I talked to the other the junior guy, and I think I come across to this guy like I'm just a tourist, right?
It's for what it's worth. Sorry to interrupt. Is she, her?
Uh-huh.
But yeah, sorry
Oh,
about that.
she. Okay.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
her, I think that I come across as a tourist, so she doesn't think much about, that I'm a threat or anything like that. I think that originally she was like, "You're not worth my time," and now I think she still thinks I'm not worth the time, but I'm not a threat associated with that. And that's kind of what I'm going for. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So, Desba, is there anything that you want to do at the police station in particular?
Oh, look threatening.
Okay. So then with that, I'm going to smash cut back over to the action. Dasi is pointing the weapon, and Puanti says, is trying to scramble out, but you're still, Ahote is still holding Puanti, and says, you're going to regret this. And is looking pretty frustrated. You shouldn't be here. Yeah, you have no idea what's about to happen. It looks like he's sort of on accelerants. And I think he's able to. Are you going to try to continue to hold him down? Or are we just knocking him down?
Gosh, if I get the sense that he's going to attack, I will still like if he's acting still aggressively, or if he's just like kind of like calming down now that he knows there's opposition, I will let him up. Otherwise, I'll still hold him. Yeah.
Okay. He's going to yell, "Get the fuck off me!" And with everything on his face, there is potential that he's got this like scary blessing. He's going to try to coerce you. So we're doing a lot of actually, can we do coercion during a semi-combat? Let's say we can't. You're holding him down. Like that's a pretty, so forget that. Sorry. So he's going to try to scramble out. So he's going to use his non-athletics as well. So let's just see if he gets out. No, he doesn't. You're still holding him down because you're pretty sure you're, yeah, your physical and body are higher than a 5. So he's like, what are you guys doing here? I saw you. I saw you snooping around the hotel. What are you doing? You shouldn't be doing this.
What is it that you think we're doing?
I think you're trying to figure out why the old man died. You shouldn't be doing that. Look, let go of me or I'm going to call to the guy outside.
Will you leave peacefully?
I need those weapons. Just give me the weapons and I'll get out of here. But you guys need to leave or I'll leave peacefully now, but I'm warning you, I'm not the only one who wants you out of here. If you're snooping around about why that old man died, we're in a border town. I'm not alone. There's Ezcans like 300 feet away.
Right.
You have no idea what's going on here. You come on, get off me. I'm about to yell. You gonna let him go, or
if Dasi has the gun trained on him,
yeah,
then I'll let him stand up.
Okay, he stands up.
Look, you can leave or you can stay and get shot. And
he looks over at Dasi like he knows Dasi's name. Come on, Dasi. I need those. You don't need those. You're not in it like I am. The shit's going down. Are you about to try to start fighting? Are you going to use that? And he starts walking over to her. Are you really going to use that on someone? Are you a killer?
Oh, she should
And
shoot
he's
him.
what?
She should shoot him.
She looks scared.
Alright.
And
I'll grab a
she's not
mag too then.
okay. You're gonna grab one of them.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Fuck!" And he runs out.
All right. Interesting.
I
look out the window just to, mhm.
Yeah, he and that other guy take off in a Yutsu sled, and they're looking back at you, shaking their heads.
Does it have a red
Like, this isn't over. Yeah, it has the red
Red
little solar
scales.
panels falling off.
Right.
And it has that leash, like it still has a leash hanging off of it that looks broken and bloodied.
Right. I look at Darcy.
Yeah, so they're just standing there stunned. And they Aquoni says, "Yeah, that's everything you saw in the vision. I mean, that guy clearly killed Oaxaca, and he doesn't care. He's out of his mind. Like, I think we should go. We get some choices to make. I don't know. Do you want to tell the police? Are they going to listen? Are you guys sticking around here? Are you going back to Cahokia? Like, I want to regroup and figure out. I mean, I don't even know. Do I want vengeance? Like, he's talking about stuff like a war is about to break out. This is more than I'm,
All right, let's focus. Darcy, keep an eye out the window, just see if they return. Aquani, we need to get into that morgue to see the elder. Continue what you were doing.
Yeah, okay. So Aquoni and Chihan, so you've got Aquoni, Tony, Chihan. I don't know if Tahun, the chef from the restaurant, came. I don't necessarily think so, unless you wanted them to. So you've got two people trying to work on hacking. So let's just let's maybe jump cut for a second. I mean, unless we'll just assume that they break in, and so what you see is you see a photo of the old man, and it looks just like in your vision. There's a gash on his face. I mean, you can't tell what kind of animal it came from, but that's what it says. It says deceased, animal attack. Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
Can he download the autopsy report or whatever, and
Sure.
we can maybe leave here and study it later.
Yeah, and Aquoni has a portable hacking rig, so all this stuff is downloaded and available. Like, I'm trying to remember now. So it's like, and you don't have to have an answer, but is part of the intent here to do you have an intent for using this information? Is it going to be go to the police, or like try to publicize this and make other people aware of it? Are you trying to just figure out who killed him so that you can, get vengeance? I mean, bring him to justice.
No, I think we're trying to get information to see if there's something we don't know about the murder. And I don't know, the police, obviously we don't have much faith in them right now.
Right.
Whether they're hiding something purposely, or if they're incompetent or lazy or some other reason, or on the take. So we're going to do our own investigation, I think.
Okay. So let's smashing back to the police station. You guys have nieces. I'm assuming you now know that they've got all the information about this body. What do you do? Do you meet back up? Or are you still doing more stuff at the police station? Shaka and Desra?
So I think that Shaka, now that I've gotten a message that you've gotten the information that Ohote's gotten the information that they were looking for, I think, I'm going to make friends. Do we have any? I'm just going to say, well, uh, I think I'm going to leave peacefully and say, hey, I think that it was good visiting with the two of you. And I'll be sure to tell my fellow travelers how welcoming you and your group were, your town was. And I'm going to turn to Despa
Desva.
and say, let's go ahead and go. You ready?
I'm ready. But she need to get the name right. Cop. I saw it moments ago.
Polka?
Thanons and
Thanons.
Polka.
Yeah, look at Thanons. Kind of do the watching you. I don't like you. She doesn't say
Yeah.
it. She says it with her eyes.
Shaka had a really good coercion roll with Thanons, so Thanons is scared of both of you.
Yeah.
Scared, but also like looking at you like you're an opportunity. Like, how can I help you? Like Thanons seemed very, very like if there's somebody that you wanted to try to get something from, Thanons was basically like, did you want to go across the border? Or did you need help? Like that was just a call back to that.
Gross.
So help me. Are we going to be able to just walk across the border, or do we need to bribe somebody to go across the border, or how does the border work?
Are you asked? Is
Oh
Shaka
no.
asking that?
Steven's asking Chris, right? Do we know?
Yeah. So from what you heard, Thanons was like, you want me to talk to the guy? Like there's a guy at the border. You want me to talk to the guy? I mean, this place is like eerily understaffed for a border town, but you also know that there isn't as much crime in these cities as there are in modern times in the world we live in necessarily, and there's also drones, so it's possible that they've but he said I can talk to the guy. And Ahote was saying, well, look, maybe we could dress up, if we hide our Nisi, right? Because the Nisi is a distinguishing feature, given that there's different Daso in Ezcan. Like perhaps if we're silent and don't speak Chahi, given that that's a trade language and there is an Ezcan language that's separate, maybe you could just walk across and just explore. So I think the question is, assuming you all group back up, there's a couple of locations that you have that you've heard about. One of them is the farm. There was a nervous farmer there. You were going to show the farmer the pollen. There's a research facility. There is a nightclub. I think somehow one of the NPCs told you all that they thought Puanti maybe was working at the nightclub. And there's a bunch of other locations. But those are the ones that, yeah. I mean, of course, there's stuff like there's Puanti's house, right? Like there's like,
So
yeah.
I think once we meet up, Ahote, do you want to go over to the Ezcan, border and see the research facility for yourself?
Wow, I think that's a good idea. Break in at like a nighttime break-in, you think?
Oh,
Or actually try to go in during the day and pretend we belong there?
I hadn't thought far enough ahead to
Okay.
think about being, breaking in. So interesting. You're right. And surely they'll have security there.
Right.
Ooh. So did you tell us about running into Puanti?
Yeah, I tell you everything. And his warnings.
So Puanti knows you're not good, but I don't know that Puanti's seen Despa or myself. So
Just for what it's worth, Puanti did say he saw you snooping around the hotel.
Yeah.
okay. So
just-
he has seen us. They've got eyes on us.
Then we should do what needs to be done, not worry about them.
And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to find who killed the elder.
And you're saying he said it? Ahote? This Pewante said he killed him?
That's what Oconee believes. And yet,
So go ahead, Ahote.
he certainly does not want us investigating. So he's definitely involved, whether he killed himself or merely he's protecting someone who did. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, Aquoni says, look, I mean, he has eyes on you. You saw that leash in the vision, right? It's an animal attack. Like, that guy's crazy. Like, if it's not him, I have no idea who it would be.
Oconee, is there a reason why Pewante would or the Ezcans would want to murder this elder? Was he outspoken in any way or causing trouble for them?
So yeah, I mean, he definitely was he was nosy, and Dassie's there too, and Dassie worked at the hotel that the elder lived at, and Dassie says, yeah, I mean, he suspected that there was something going on with the farm, right, and the animals. So he was probably looking into it to try to figure out what happened. I mean, he could walk the black, so if there's a spirit, right, he thought that there was a corrupt spirit out there, and he was trying to chase it down. You know, science and spirituality are tied up, so it's maybe there was a corrupt spirit out there, and he found it, and he was trying to deal with it, right? Like, I don't know. He didn't give me more details saying that he was looking for something, but everything you said in your vision sounds like there is a spirit out there. So the question is, like, what would that have to do with Pewante? I don't know.
Do we know if you die in the black, does that manifest physically in the real world? I mean, could the spirit animal have caused those marks on him? Or is that something we don't know?
They all look at you. Oh, it's something that you wouldn't know because you're a healer and a spirit, a street shaman. Yeah. So from what you know, spirits can't do anything to people in the physical world. And you know, he died in the real world. You know, you saw pictures of his body. Yeah.
So I didn't realize, it's good to hear Aquani say that the elder was interested in the farm and the animals that might be interacting with that farm. And since we've talked to whatever his name is, maybe we should go to the farm and visit with the farmer. What do you think of that, Ahote?
Sure. One thing I did want to do, whether it can be on the way or what, I wanted to look at the autopsy report. But yes, I think the farm's a good lead.
What do you think, Desba?
Yeah. Let's go to the farm.
Okay. So yeah, Ahote, I'm not 100% sure if there's anything that you're finding in the autopsy report that is more revealing. There are yeah, oh, okay, so yeah, they say that they think a wolf killed him. That was pretty much what you got out of it. Was there any specific questions that you were looking for? I'm having to think about what an autopsy report would look like in this world and everything. So any guidance you want to
Yeah, good question. All right.
and you don't have to, but we can always come back to it and do some paint the scene if we want to.
So out of character, just talking about direction, it seems like we have leads for the farms and then the nightclub, but the nightclub's a tie to Pawante to find out more information about him. The farms, we maybe find out more about the elder who was murdered. That feel about right with everybody else's understanding?
Yeah.
Okay. Farms seems like it'd be closer. The clubs are rife with danger because it's an Ezcan club, right? So we're across the border. But since before I jump back in character, Rich is super excited about going to a nightclub in enemy territory. So,
so Pawante is a bouncer or works at the Ezcan nightclub, right? I thought there was a nightclub over on our side.
Yeah, there's one on each side.
Oh, so which one does he work on?
That's a good question. He actually works on the Ezcan one.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember exactly how we left it, but Quoni had some thought about this. And yeah. So I'm assuming one of the NPCs knows enough to basically give you that information. I apologize if I hand waved, having forgotten what we did exactly in the last session on that front, but I believe it was a Quoni.
So does
yeah.
Pawante have what kind of dosi does he have? Do they have? Is it Ezcan?
What kind of Nisi does?
Nisi.
Yeah. You see two of them. You see two Nisi.
Ah, so he can go back and forth.
Yeah.
They can go back and forth. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. I made a mistake. Yeah. His pronouns are he, them. Sorry about that. Yeah. So that's a good call. I had not described that, but you know that he looks like he goes from one side to the other.
Does are we currently at the hotel? Or are we
You were at the tech. You either met up at the police station or at the
Okay.
tech market. It's up to you.
Did we already check the elders' quarters in the hotel? I mean, I can't remember.
Yeah.
We
It's
did.
basically
Okay.
he didn't have much. He had a big, like, fluffy bed.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So it sounds like you all are going to the farm. Yeah, a burner Nisi. That's right. All right. So this farm is there an actual name for this? I just called it farm. Okay. Well, it's right next to the Howoso Hikanu game territory. And so now just heads up, you know that the farmer was literally on the way to the market to sell their stuff. So I guess the question is, do you want to look at the farm or do you want to look at the farmer? It's totally cool to go to the farm without the farmer there. Just wanted you to be aware he's not there right now. Is that cool?
So yeah, it might actually be a good idea to go look at the farm and check it out before Thaka, the farmer, gets back.
Yep.
And then once Thaka gets back, we can,
Cool.
talk to him about the pollen and, get his take on things as long as he's not real mad.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you show up and you see that there's a lot of Three Sisters, like corn being grown. And just right on the other side of the let's see if there's any other details there. Oh yeah, there's like a broken down Chartreuse Sunwing, which is like a personal racing vehicle, also used for emergencies sometimes. And you can see you peek in the window, there's nobody there. It's just like a cozy little place with overstuffed chairs and a bunch of plants on the interior. And so his farm is really vegetables and plants. And just beyond maybe a wall, you see the game area just past it. So just starting with Desba, what kinds of what are you thinking about doing here? Checking out the animals, going to his house.
Despa, of course, would go to the house. She comes from the the freelance, so like most wouldn't be perfectly comfortable with animals, but also doesn't go into the black, so probably wanting to look at physical things. So going to the
Yeah.
house would be her instinct, but she would follow Ahote's lead if he saw something.
Okay. What about Shaka? What's Shaka thinking about doing?
So Shaka's going to look around the farm specifically between the farm and the game preserve, looking for tracks and trying to see if
Mhm.
there's any sign of animals coming close to the farm. Specifically because that's what the elder was investigating. So I'm trying
Okay.
to pick up the trail from the elder. Yeah.
Okay. And Ahote, what would you be doing?
Um, how often can I use my ability? Is it
You can use it as
once?
much as you want. It
Oh,
just
okay,
takes mind points to use it.
right. Yeah, I think I'll read the earth.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to start with, since you all just said what you're going to do, just checking in, Desbo was going to maybe change their, based on change with their attack based on what Ahote was doing. Are you still
Yeah.
cool going inside?
Uh,
Or
is
do you want to
Shaka
stand
going inside or hanging near Ahote?
I'm gonna I'm searching outside. So I'm
Okay.
not near a hotel, but I'm outside. Yeah.
Despa will go inside.
Okay.
We can split the party because it's an abandoned farm. She's less worried about that.
Yeah. So when you go in the house, tell me a detail about why this, as you get in deeper, like you see a door that's a that's ajar, leading to another room. So this is a very like warm, comfy place. Tell me why the door to the other room seems like there's something amiss. Or as you open the room, tell me what looks amiss in there. And feel free to paint it as, I mean, I have a direction, but feel free to paint it however you want. When I say amiss, let me be more specific. Tell me what about the room makes you think that an Ezcan has been there recently.
Oh shoot. I don't know anything about Ezcan. Rich does not.
That's okay. How about the enemy that's on the other side of the border? Just
Okay,
to
so that
genericize
it's
it.
someone unfriendly has been here.
Yeah.
I think Despa enters the place. The door is slightly ajar, like it's been pulled to.
Yeah.
But not closed properly, and a bit of the furniture appears to have been shoved around in an odd way.
Mhm.
Signs of a struggle. So she's immediately cautious and just has her war club out, peering around. Anyone here?
Awesome. Yeah, so you don't see anybody there, but you see tech equipment. You see a computer that you don't recognize. It's pretty big, and it looks like the ground has been scuffed and the furniture's been shoved around in order to put this pretty large computer there. And you see, the Coyote and Crow equivalent of like an antenna coming off of it. And you recognize this as, DASO type equipment. So this is the kind of thing that you would do to try to extend a network. And it has different colors than the ones you might be used to, right? Computers are, all the tech here looks like it is unique and very colorful. But these colors are a little bit more, say, like burnt colors than bright colors. They're a little bit more desert, muted. Whereas, the freeland colors are all a little bit more neon. So you see that. Let's just jump over for a second to Shaka, and then we'll get to Hote. So Shaka, you are wandering out to look at the animals. Are you going to peer at them, from a distance? Are you looking at? Did you say you're looking at tracks?
Yeah, I was looking for tracks in between the farm and the game territory to see if there's something coming from the game territory towards the farm, because we know that the elder was looking at the farm and looking at the kind of things that were going on with the animals here and was killed by an animal. So I'm looking to see if there's something, specifically a wolf or a bear, that might have come this direction.
Sure. Okay. So let's just roll some tracking here. That's 60-12.
Okay. And my target number is
Oh, yeah, your target number is going to be 8.
okay. Ooh.
All right.
So I got 4 successes and 1-1, so that's 3 successes.
Yep. And if you want to spend a point of mind on either of those 11s, you could turn them into crits. Up to you.
That's true. Yeah, that sounds great. Why don't I spend 2 points of mind and change them
Okay.
both into crits?
Awesome.
I'll roll. So I'm at 3 successes, and I'll roll
Yeah.
2d12.
Yeah, so you're going to at least get 5 successes as a result of this. Oh, you got another crit. Okay, so we're
Nice.
looking pretty hot here. So you're at 6 successes.
I'll roll another
And
d12, and that's not
now
a
you're at
success.
7.
Okay.
You're at 7 success. Oh, no, it is. When you roll a crit, it's always a success. It's either 1 success or 2 successes.
Okay.
Sorry, that's probably what you meant. So I think that means we're at 7. It's a very high number. So yeah, so you see at first that there aren't too many tracks over here. This is a very big area, and you don't see any bear tracks. You do see antelope tracks, and that was in his vision that a bear had, slashed an antelope or something. It was kind of hard to tell. It was like a spiritual type of slash.
Yeah, and I think the antelope was also wounded and had been possessed and ran off
Right.
across the border. So yeah.
Yep, exactly. And so you see that the tracks for that actual antelope, and you do see that it has run close to the water, and you don't think it has run into the water. And as you start to get closer, you see the antelope in the distance. Do you, now that you know where it is, and there's other game out there, but you've distinguished this in particular. Now that you know where it is, do you want to observe it? Do you want to approach it? What's your thinking?
So this is the wounded antelope. Remind me, did it have any of the purple on it?
So when you look at it from, and you study it from where you are, you can see that it does have purple on it.
Ooh.
It has purple boils, which means that it is infected with the chiasson, which is a cancerous type of formation of the adenati that makes animals wild, dangerous.
So in that case, I don't think, I'm much better at finding things and all of that. I'm going to go back and tell the rest of them what I found.
All right. Yep. With that high tracking roll, we'll say that you also were able to stay far enough away. Just for the heck of it, roll a stealth roll, 7d12.
Sure. It looks like 3 successes plus I'm going to roll the extra 12.
Nice. So I did actually stat up elk, which I'm going to call same as an antelope. Where's this thing? Okay. And you could add a point of mind to get another crit if you wanted.
Um,
What do you think?
Sure. I was looking at my ability, which is Chameleon's Shine.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So that's stealth, but I just rolled stealth, right?
Yeah.
I think this is a different dice pool. I think you're rolling twice your spirit.
Yep.
I read that right. So, okay, so yeah, I think I'll spend another point of mind and then take a rest I need. I'm getting low. And get another crit. So that's another set of successes.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
an 11.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 successes. Okay. So you sneak away and make it back to the house. Let's see. Ahote, what is the kind of question that you are wanting to ask right now?
Oh, what is hidden here? Uh,
Oh, okay. Yeah,
beyond the immediate physical sight.
got it. Okay. And where are you sitting while you're doing this? Did you go in the house with Desba, or are you sitting outside?
I'm sitting outside. I'm gonna sit in the mud with the animals and try to immerse myself into this location.
Nice. And are you taking any drugs or anything to try to, enhance the experience?
No, but I breathe in the farm smells, which are probably new to me.
Okay.
And listen to
Awesome.
the sounds and try to
Okay. So roll your wisdom and endurance, which is 4 + 4. So roll 8d12. And you spent the 2 points of mind, right?
yeah, I will. I did. I don't think I took it off yet.
Okay. So yeah, so you got 1, 2. So target number is going to be 7 here.
It's a 3.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 successes -1. And if you want to turn that one to a crit, you can.
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So you are, yeah, you see what's hidden here. You see a bathroom, and you see an Ezcan person sitting in it.
Ew. All right. I don't know how long this trance takes, because it says like the more successes you get, the more you're out of it, or the longer you're out of it.
Oh yeah.
But as soon as I'm awake, I will try to warn the others.
Okay. Oh wow, more than 5 might be a full day. Okay, read that one next time. Yeah. So no, I mean, let's just assume you had a pretty simple question here. That's so fascinating. I wonder if there's a mechanic to try to, if there's a mechanism to try to, reduce your number of successes so you can make a shorter trance.
Right.
Yeah. So Desba, you're looking around, and you hear somebody moving around in a different room in the house. what do you? And you're still alone at this point. What are you
Do
gonna do?
we know the name of the farmer?
Yeah, Thaka is the nickname.
Thaka?
Yeah, it's Thaka Synod.
Thaka? Is that you?
You don't hear the person moving around
I'm
anymore.
moving
And they
closer. I'm
don't answer
heading
you.
that way.
Yeah, and they don't answer you.
Okay.
So, are you gonna actually exit the room and everything and look around? For this
No,
person?
I'm gonna find that person.
Yeah. So yeah, the person is you leave and there's an Ezcan peeking around a corner, pointing a mag sling at you.
Oh, I hit him with my war club real fast. Unless I'm not in striking distance, then I guess I will freeze.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you can I think if you do that, you're gonna get shot at. So do you want to, like, you can tell they're taking cover. They're gonna be able to shoot at you before you can hit them. Do you want to take the
How
chance of
so
getting
in
shot?
this world, how a mag sling's a gun, right? So it's
Yeah,
it's
it's a
pretty
gun.
darn deadly.
Yeah, it's not fun. Basically, I mean, you have a high body. Your physical defense is a 6, so they pretty much have to. What was it? If you look back at the success number is the PD of the target, and you could decide to jump somewhere and take cover or try to dodge if somebody's shooting at you. Those are your options when somebody's trying to hit you at a success of 6.
On a D12?
So they have 6. Yeah, right, exactly. So whatever their number of dice is, they're trying to hit it. And one success, each success takes a point of body, I believe. And then you can take those points of body in terms of, I think it's mind or soul. I think it's soul instead of body.
Oh, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going for it. It's terrible, but hey, season
Yeah.
session 3. Let's do it. So
Right.
Desmo will try to leap forward with the war club, and she thinks she's faster than this person with their mag sling, which is probably not true or accurate.
So okay. So let's have you roll and let's see how that looks. And we'll look at the 2 rolls to tell the story.
Okay.
So I'm trying to remember what you use. War club. Is it athletics?
It's a melee
No,
weapon,
it's
I
melee.
assume?
Melee, obviously. Melee. Yeah,
It's okay.
90-12.
There's like
Yeah.
46 skills, so a lot to look through.
So yeah, 90-12 for you.
Okay. 9d12. Not
Yeah,
9d12, but
I know.
9d12.
And is there a target
Right.
number?
Yeah, so the target number is the physical defense of this target, which is 8. They are wearing armor.
Nice.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I will spend 1 mind to make that 7 into an 8. So I just need to meet or beat, correct?
Yeah, and you can also spend 1 of the 11 to make it a critical.
Okay, so if I spend the 1 on the 11, it makes it a critical.
Yeah, which then means you
Do you
automatically get another
recommend
success.
making it a critical or making 1 success and a critical? Like both?
Yeah.
Or just the critical? Will the critical be enough? Like how many mind should I spend? Sorry.
Got it. Yeah. So each success is going to be a point of damage on this target.
I'll do both.
So,
All right, so I'm
yeah.
spending 2 mind. I'm not as mindy as the rest of y'all, but y'all are already down pretty far in the mind, so I'm okay. I'll do
And
it.
I've got awesome. I've got this cheat sheet here. However, I'm still for some reason confused. So the defend that they do, they are able to add their here, I'm just pulling it up. They are able. Okay. The defending character may either add their melee weapon skill rank to their physical defense if they're armed with their own melee weapon, which they're not, or they may add their agility to their PD against the attacker until the next time the defender takes another primary action. But they're trying to shoot at you, so that's a little different. Okay. So you got one. Oh, but that is a secondary action. Holy crap. So technically they can do that. They can add their agility. So their agility is a 3, which means that, not to bait and switch you, sorry about that. It means the target number is actually higher. It means the target number is defending character might add until the next time the defender takes another primary action. No. Okay, I'm not going to let them do it. It seems too OP. It doesn't make sense. I'm pretty sure that they would have had to state that they were defending in order to do that. So thank you for listening to that internal monologue. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 1 critical, right?
Mm-hmm.
So roll another 1d12.
Okay. I
This is
will
for the
roll
critical.
another. A 9.
Nice. So that means you got 2 successes for that. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think you have 9 successes.
Nice.
Yes. So their body, they are pretty bloodied. They're not totally down yet, but you hurt them pretty bad. And let's see though if they got you at the same time.
Yeah. Pyrrhic victory for the win.
Yeah, so here we go. All right, 7, d12. 1, 2. So your body defense is 6. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They got 5 successes. So you just took 5 points of damage. I believe you could do a. No, this is the
split?
thing I don't understand. The dodge or the take cover.
I don't see how that makes sense with
doesn't
what
seem to
she
make sense with what you
declared. She
said.
was willing to
Thank you.
eat this, so I'll just
Yeah.
take it, and I'm not going to split it anywhere else yet. I'll do that next time I take damage, I'm sure.
Okay.
Do you have armor?
That's a great question. I will look.
I was thinking you all were regular enough people that you didn't have armor.
I actually have in the belongings listed to see out of armor.
I know that's the thing. Sorry, that's because I pulled these. Remember, they
I
were
know.
cops, and then we all
Pretense.
decided not to be cops.
Fair enough.
So I should have pulled that out.
Hey, that's okay.
Well, if you don't mind, how does armor work?
Oh no, I don't mind. It just gives you an additional. It just increases the success number.
Oh, okay.
+1 PD means +1 physical defense. Yep. So yeah, I mean, if you had a real case for a reason, you'd have armor, but they were pretty clear in the book, and I just think it's kind of more fun to be like, well, if you're regular citizens, you should be a little bit hard scrabbled, you know.
Okay.
So,
you should let me walk around my war club.
Yeah, exactly. So Shaka,
Right there from my cold dead hands, even in the black.
Shaka.
Sorry.
So tell me what it sounds like, Rich, when you shoot this thing. Feel free to.
I think when Despa charges forward, there's nothing subtle about it. There's war cry, ululating war cry, and then she brings that war club not all the way up because she knows there's a ceiling, there's doors.
Yeah.
So she's bringing it like here and then shifting her body forward so she can snap it at the last moment. That's hoping to crack some bones. That's what she's going for.
Yep, that's what happened. So this this Ezcan person is on the floor. Shaka, are you coming to find a Hote, or are you coming into the house?
I think I came back to find both of them, and since Ahote is outside the house, I think I would head to them first. But as soon as I hear noise and okay, attack and violence inside the house, I think I'd head in there. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you hear whatever a mag sling sounds like, which is probably something not loud at all. There's probably some kind of humming from the electromagnetic field, but you
I'm
would know what
totally
that sound
getting
is like.
the like Stargate, those weird weapons from Stargate vibe kind of for the sound, I would imagine, because that, if I remember correctly,
Tell me
that
about
was
that. What does that sound like? I don't remember. Yeah, like a railgun type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's you go inside and you see this guy on the floor who's not dead, pointing a mag sling at Desba, and Desba has taken a little bit of damage. What do you do? Shaka.
Um, so I think okay, I'm gonna knock over one of those big comfy chairs on top of the guy. I'm gonna get in between him and the the gun and make sure the chair's in between me, but I'm gonna see if I can toss it over on him.
All right, nice. So you're doing some athletics here.
Okay. Oh hey, I have that.
Yep, 70-12. The success number is going to be a 9 because it's cramped quarters and you're throwing a chair just a little
Yeah.
bit. All right.
So that's 3 successes with a critical, but I got a 1. So it's really 2 successes.
Roll that crit.
Uh,
And you can increase the 11 if you want.
I can increase the 11, and I could increase the 8 to make it succeed as well. But I think I'll increase the 11, because that's
Okay.
1 point of mind, and then I'll roll 2d12. And did not succeed on either of those.
Oh, well, it just means you get an additional success.
I get 1 success. 1 success for each of them, not 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so how many total is that? 1,
See.
2, 3, 4.
4?
Yeah. It's so funny. Like, this is such a basic thing, but the crit, it always catches me. So critical die, right? If it's greater than 2 successes. Yeah, no. So the critical ones, so they count. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have oh, I see. It's 4 because of the 1. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You were right. Okay. So yeah, you throw the thing down and you've pinned him. I'm gonna say his I'm trying to think of the way to contest this resolution roll of throwing a chair on them. You got 4 successes. Let me see if he can just scramble out of the way real quick. He doesn't have the same thing you do in terms of athletics. So re-roll one of these. And yeah, no, so you've pinned him with this chair. Very creative use of chair. And what are you gonna do? Is one of you gonna try to shoot this guy or anything, or talk to them? I'd say the combat is at a standstill for a second, but he can try to get you if you want. Do you want to sit on top of the chair to try to make sure it doesn't move, or are you just
I think I'll tell him. I'm going to tell him, throw your gun away from you, or you're going to die.
Yeah, okay. He drops it. And I realize we're way over. I wasn't looking at the time. So we should be taking a break. So let's come back at the half hour. Are you all okay coming back in about 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. Catch you in 10 minutes. back from a quick break, and we had just pinned a dog has decided to chew something at this very moment. We pinned an Ezcan. Does Shaka or Desma, do you remember exactly what was happening there?
I think I told the Ezcan, toss your gun away or
Yep.
you're gonna die. And he dropped his gun, or dropped his mag sling. So what's Ahote doing during this time? Are you still meditating?
We can fast forward a little bit. Yeah, Ahote had to come out of the trance. So let's say
Okay.
that Ahote has come out of the trance by now. And
Oh, I think I charge in and I say, "Be careful! There's a," and then and I'll pick up the mag sling that he tossed over if it's at my feet.
okay. And now you have a gun. Do you have a mag sling weapon? Trying to see if you actually have. Oh, you do have a ranged weapon. Yeah. Okay. So you already had one.
I think
probably,
I
right?
do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So yeah, he's lying there, and what is Desma doing?
I think Despa's checking her because she took half of her body in one shot. She ate that mag sling bullet. Is it a bullet? Like, is there shot in there? What?
Yeah, it's just whatever the front of the bullet is called. It's the slug, I guess, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So if there's a sink or something, she's probably going to go try to take the slug out. She's
Yep.
wincing. It hurts. She's more focused on that now that the gun's not in his hand. So
Okay. And
I
are
can
you actually
assist if
trying
I.
to do first aid or anything? Or sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I can try to assist Desba.
Oh, let's tie this guy up,
Right.
right? We can talk to him after you're healed up, and make sure no one else is in the house, right? So
sorry. Yeah.
while
yeah.
while the two of you try and take care of each other, I'm gonna look through the rest of the house. But I guess I should tie this guy up first.
Oh, I'll go over and kick the chair. Is there anybody else here?
Not yet, but they're coming. I don't know why you're here. This is it's just 3 of you. This is pretty
There's more
stupid.
coming.
Yeah, but I don't know why you're here. This is our territory. You're not in your homeland.
Auia's on the.
Tie him up. I don't want to talk border bullshit.
So yeah, we'll just tie him up and
Okay. So you tie him up.
take a look in the rest of the house, make sure nothing's dangerous, and then we can all tend to the wounds.
And we'll
Yeah,
gag him also for now.
Okay. Yeah. Nothing. Do you take away his Nisi then? I guess.
Yeah, let's take his Nisi, because that'll let one of us pass.
Yeah. Apologies. His the dog is just shaming me for all the stuff that I have on the floor that he can chew on. So yeah, you take his Nisi, he's tied up, and one of you is anybody you said you're looking around the house. You look out the window and you start to see at least one drone flying around out there. And it looks like an Ezcan drone. And you realize Ezcan drones shouldn't be able to fly around on this side of the border, but there is that piece of equipment sitting inside the farmhouse.
You see that? Des was holding the wound. I think that's why that drone works.
So, how does hacking work here? Is there a skill for it?
This is straight up. Yeah, so it's computers.
Oh, computers. There, I see it. Terrible at that. But actually,
there's a sub skill of it. Yeah. So I'm not sure. It's weird. I had some comments on this thing that look like they're not. Oh, I see. It's the green one. So yeah, if you look at on yours, like AB 29 and you hover over it, hacking and programming cannot be attempted with the general computer skill. You actually have to have the hacking skill.
but in general, we could take a look at the equipment and see if we could disable it or see what the drone is doing without actually having to take over the drone or anything like that. But I think first we need to, get you stitched up, right, Despa?
I wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah.
Um,
And this drone, it would actively be able to see us that we were out and around the house, right?
yeah, if it had caught you doing that, yeah, there's a chance that it saw you.
Okay.
Okay. So are you trying to do any kind of medicine, Ahote on Desba?
Yes, I am. I'm just checking out. If it says 8/7, what does that mean again?
Yeah. Well, let's flip them around. I think we did the character sheet. I didn't see this. We did it a little wrong. It would be 7/8. It doesn't really matter. It'll kind of come out in the wash. But what it means is that you have 7 general medicine and an 8 spiritual sub skill. So you have a rank in spiritual medicine.
Gotcha. All right, so it would just be the 7 then for this case.
Yeah.
I got a 9 and 2 10s. I don't. Is the 7 count as a hit?
No, it's gonna be well, yeah, let me just I think it's pretty much always target number 8, unless it's really obvious. Let's just see if medicine. Yeah, so this is like the equivalent of like a first aid roll, so it'll just be like an 8.
Okay.
And you
So-
have a medical kit, so it's
Oh,
minus
right.
1 success, so it actually is a 7. Yeah,
Okay,
so you got 4
4.
successes.
Sweet.
And I don't think that you can heal. It's not like you heal 4 points. I think you're pretty much just stabilizing. I don't know if that's less dramatic than you want, but just, realistically speaking.
All right.
So you're not bleeding or anything. You feel more comfortable, Desma. But you have not restored any points of body. That'll come with a short rest or a long rest.
Thanks, OJ. We appreciate it.
So now might be, the plan was we were going to talk to Thaka whenever they came back, but now might not be a good time to talk to Thaka, seeing as that we found that he's collaborating or has this equipment that might be helping the Ezcans get over here. Of course, we're saying this in the other room, so the Ezcan can't hear us. Yeah. What do you think?
What if the farmer was involved in the elder's death to hide this?
Yeah.
What if he's
Should-
supplying the animals?
So I tell y'all that I found the antelope that you saw in your vision, and I can show you where it is, but it's also been poisoned with the purple cancer. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. I
Kaiozan.
won't. Thank you, Kaiozan.
No worries. Yeah, it's challenging.
So, so we have several decisions to make. What to do with the Ezcan? What do we do with the drone? What do we do with the equipment that's in here? And what do we do with the antelope?
Can we look at the equipment and get a better idea of who it was transmitting to, or is it a communication device?
Yeah, sure. Using computers.
It's not gonna be
Des-
me, but
maybe Desba wants to use computers to try to figure this out.
Sure. Let me see what I can figure out. I'm great with
4d12.
computers. Great with them. Wait, why 4? 1 because I'm trying, and then 3 for computers, or
Oh,
You have a 4 in
no,
computers.
you have a 4. Yeah,
oh, I
It's-
always
it's
want to read
col-
from the left, but that's the cost. It's the
I know.
total general is specialized. Okay, so 4. Okie doke. A 12
Nice.
and a 7.
So, yeah, this is so reroll. Roll a d12.
6.
Okay, cool. So you got 1 success there because the number 1 that you got canceled out the other one. If you want to get 2 successes, the target number is 8. You could spend a point of mind to get 2 successes. So you have 1 at the moment.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Yeah. So this is this because the antenna. Here, let's do paint the scene for a second. Tell me what about this lets you know that this is extending the DASO of the Ezcan network.
Gosh, I guess I would imagine that the Ezcan language looks different, so stuff's coming through as if a Nisi readout from is reading data and interpreting some of the data from this side data feed, maybe.
Yep. Yeah, you see the Ezcan language on there. You know, the colors are different, and there's even a an option for you to be able to, you know, there's like an on-off button on the thing, which is not super obvious, but you can tell there's power being drawn for this. So you definitely know that you could disable this just by straight up shutting it down. So that's what you got from the computer roll. What's Shaka doing during this time?
Yeah, so Shaka's looking at the Nisi that we took from the Ezcan, and you mentioned, I think once Despa mentioned that the Ezcan, that the antenna area that we saw is kind of translating. I want to start seeing what part of the Ezcan language I can kind of start to figure out.
Okay. What about Ahote? What are you doing, Ahote?
You know, I'm with Desba, and I'm wondering, is there a chance? I don't know if Desba can tell that Taka was using this to spy on the Eskins, or does it look like they were communicating?
Oh, from Desba's role, this is clearly Ezkin. Oh, I see what you're saying. Did Thaka have the tech to spy? No, from Desba's role, you can tell that this is legit Ezkin tech, and there's no reason to think that Thaka can speak Ezkin. I mean, that would it's a fair question, you know, like yeah.
Oh, I mean, what if this isn't Thaka's? What if this is a guy brought it over? I don't know why he would though. Okay, never mind. Ah, all right. Do we want to question this guy anymore?
I don't know that I trust him and what he would say, but I don't know what to do with him either. If we let him go, he's just gonna cause more trouble for us.
Who's good at someone has intimidation, I see. Can we intimidate him into giving us telling us why he's here.
Yeah, we could do that.
So I just tell the guy, your friends are coming. Will they find you dead or alive? I ask him.
So are you gonna
Wow.
intimidate him, or is Desmond gonna intimidate?
Oh, I'm that's just the opening line. You can take over this one.
I'm happy to be the person standing behind Hote, being the I'm not bleeding a lot threat. Yeah.
So you can roll 6d12.
Okay, I will try that.
Yes.
Wow, that is a heck of a roll.
Yeah.
An 11 and a 12 and a 10 and a 7. So that's pretty good, right?
Yeah. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes, and re-roll that critical. So
You
1d12. All right, 5
Oh,
successes.
actually, was it 11? But you only reroll one of them, or one? Because I had an 11 and a 12. Oh, it's a
Oh, yeah,
12 you reroll. Sorry.
Yeah. No,
You're
if you want to spend a point of mine, you can turn that 11 into a crit, which would get you even more
right.
successes.
No,
Yeah.
I'll write that out. I'm low on mind.
Yeah. So you're tell us, what are you asking this person? What does it look like?
Stocko helping you? Is that why you're here?
No, that farmer. No,
Yeah.
we're taking over Auia. I mean, this is just the first. This is the first peg. This is the first peg in the ladder as we, climb our way over
Did you set this
the
up then?
freelance. Yeah, this is ours.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna break it into 1,000 pieces, and you can take all the broken pieces back. Now, who's your friends? You said some people are coming. Is it because of that stupid drone?
Don't waste your time. Well, no, I was the first one here. I can't. You think we're just gonna leave this thing here with one guy? He's like grabbing his head. Oh my god, can you help me? You almost killed me. No, there's gonna be like at least 20 drones coming over here. You should get out of here before they blow you. I mean, you guys, he looks at you. Who are you? I mean, you're not even military. What are you doing here? You're dead. You got to go before they show up.
Does he look military?
Yeah, he's Ezcan military. Sorry if that wasn't clear. Yeah.
I missed it.
So I have a question about the world. Are there Auia military people that we could report this to?
Right. Yeah. There are not, and there's the cops basically. There's a freelance military, and you might find it suspicious that from what you can tell, it doesn't seem like there's a big military presence here. Based on everything you know about the Ezcans, is they like move in and they take over, and they win the hearts and minds of people. So perhaps it's been softened up a little bit before the military came in. If you want to try to investigate that and find out more about that, you could, but it seems like there's a looming threat. There's a council that you could speak to about it in town, and there's the police that you could talk to about it. And you look out the window and you see at least another one, maybe you can't tell how many. You see a group of drones. It's somewhere between like 2 and 5 that are coming over the river from what looks like the research facility towards you.
If we turn this thing off, I think these drones stop working. And if we don't turn it off, they're going to spot us. There's a lot of them.
Do it then.
Okay. Can I unplug, turn off without destroying it?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, so you unplug it, and you're not sure if that's going to totally help. You still see the drones. They may still be. They do look like they're still approaching despite this. And with your computer skill, you do know that drones
They have
still
some kind
have
of
some
mesh network,
range.
or they have some of their. Okay.
They have a range. But perhaps you've done something. So what are you going to do? Are you going to stay in the house with this guy with these drones coming? Or are you going to try to escape? Are you going to call a Quony? And I mean, I should have asked this, but is a Quony with you? Have you brought any of the NPCs with you?
I don't think we did.
I mean, you didn't, but like
No.
we could retcon that if you wanted to.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, I think it's just the three of us.
Okay. When the computer goes down, you see that one drone that was outside that's closer. You see it start to come towards you. None of the doors are open, but it is starting to try to peer through the windows.
Down, get down.
Okay.
And she'll drag our prisoner out of the way, and we'll just duck. Hopefully they'll move on.
The Nisi that Shaka's holding starts to blink, and a phone call is coming in.
Yeah, I want to see what that's. What's coming across, other than a phone call. I don't think if we let this guy answer it, he'll do anything. So what do you guys think? Should we disable the drones and make a run for it? Should we?
I mean, for what it's worth, he's intimidated. Desma did succeed pretty well. So I just wanted to remind you of that. I'm not saying one way or the other, but
I mean, we could stick his mag sling in his back and say, answer the call and tell us, tell them that the antenna's malfunctioning, and see if your intimidation roll is good enough to keep it going. What do you think?
I wonder if maybe we should just take off if we can.
So
Maybe
we can
even
run?
if the drones see us, we just go. We got the plant. This sounds like a whole kettle of fish bigger than us.
Yeah, I can't think of anything that might. I can't think of anything to help to fix this. Not just the three of us. The only thing I can think of is we might be able to slow them down by tricking, and again, in the other room, so this guy doesn't hear, by tricking them and saying, we're part of an army, we're a part of the army, and we're taking their stuff down. So they might be better prepared. They might slow down their advance while we can get something else into place. That's the only trick thing I can think of. But I don't know that I want to abandon these people and this elder, to the Ezcans, right? Hote, what do you think?
Right. I think we should just knock this guy unconscious and try to escape and take the equipment with us.
Okay.
the equipment is big.
We could take a vital part of the equipment.
Yeah, something that definitely proves, oh yeah, this is the motherboard of this important thing, where maybe we can't stop it from working because it's a you said it was a big computer, but if you show this to somebody, they'll say, okay, that's definitely
Like the translator that
Oh,
goes
yeah.
between our language and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you could also take the antenna off of it. Sure. So yeah, what part? What do you want to pull off? Do you want to pull off the antenna, the something that is like a readout?
So in
That's
my
doing the
mind,
translation. Yeah.
I think we should get both. Basically, take the antenna, that should slow them down, and then I want to take the translator. In my mind, what I heard, what I thought was part of the description was
Sure.
it was taking part of the Nisi from the Ezcans and translating it into like a local network or into our Nisi, and that translation either shouldn't be completely legal, and that's the part
Yeah.
that I wanted to say was a little
Got
bit
it.
more proof.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's just say to Desba's thought, you open the back of it up and you take a component out of it, just because I can't think of how to do the translation. Like you guys don't know enough about computers to really localize it. Is that cool? You take like a piece that. Okay. So you think you've disabled this thing with that computer roll that you had, and you're getting out of there, or you're knocking this guy out? What was the next step?
Yeah, I think we should knock this guy out.
Okay.
And then make a run for it. Should we try? Are drones protected? Like, can we shoot them and knock
You
them
can shoot
out?
them. You can shoot them. Yeah.
So should we try and knock out the drones before we leave and then make a run for it, or should we just make a run for it? I think if Go ahead.
Quick question before we determine that: are militarized drones equipped with weapons?
Yeah. They have mag slings. This one that's out there is a military drone.
This is a military thing. Shaka, I think we just go.
Good question. Yes.
Okay, so it has left the window and you can't see it right now. It seems like it's circling around somewhere. Like the direction it went in. So if it's continuing in that direction, you can try to hustle out the other way and avoid it. While you're doing that, you get who is it? Shaka. You get a call on one of you had a best friend. Who was it? Let's look at the NPCs. Was it Desba? Yeah. So Paya Starhair calls you on your Nisi, Desba.
After we've run away or while we're running away?
While you're running away. And asks, yeah, so how's the border town? I mean, assuming you answer.
Sure. Yeah, I'll answer as we're hiding on the edge of the farm. Hey, it's great. A little hectic, border conflicts and all. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I just I don't know. I thought I heard on the news something about, increased tensions. It was bad when you left, but it's
I'm
just a little
we're
worried about you.
probably not making it worse, Paya. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Well, are you gonna come back soon? Because you told me that you're gonna help me play a gig at Nuka Ruby, and I got to figure out my next lineup. I'm starting to publish my schedule on social media.
Yeah.
Am I playing Nuka or what?
Oh, of course. Yeah. It's in the bag, or whatever
Okay.
phrase is appropriate.
You sound a little bit nervous. Is everything okay?
Just the people I don't like or looking or drones. We're fine.
Drones?
Yeah.
What are you?
Yeah, this is the attention thing you read about. It's pretty true. Pretty true.
Can I
I'm
help
kind
you?
of hiding out right now. Can I call you later, Paya?
Yeah.
Don't worry. we've got the plant. We're on our way back as soon as as soon as we put this thing right.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Yeah. Later, Des. Hangs up. So where are you all going to? You're hiding out. Are you actually headed in a certain direction?
I think we should go back to the hotel where
According.
Aquoni? Yeah.
And who's there? They have another hacker as well.
Yeah, the other hackers.
Shihan.
Yeah.
Shihan. Yeah.
Okay, so what's your idea of going to the hotel? What are you going to do there?
We'll go. We'll have them look at the equipment we brought back, and
Okay, got it. Yes. Okay, so you call, maybe you get to the hotel and it seems empty, and you remember, last you left, everybody was at the tech market. Do you want to just call Aquoni, see where they are?
Yeah.
Okay, you tell them everything you learned, or are you keeping anything from them?
I don't think so. No. I think we tell them everything.
Okay.
Oh, we should warn Thaka not to come back to his farm, unless we think he's in cahoots. But
I think we should warn him, and if he's in cahoots, then that's on him.
Okay, cool. So who are you gonna call first? Thaka or Aquoni, or you still calling Aquoni and then
Yeah, Aquoni first.
okay. All right. So he says, this is too big. Like, we've got to get the word out. We got to let people know this is happening here. I mean, the locals don't care, but maybe, I mean, somebody in Makasing has got to care about this, right? Like, it's just because, it's just because these guys are corrupt. Like, and he's angry, and he just looks like, he doesn't, he's like, look, why don't Shihan and I put this out on the internet, like put this out on the Daso so people find out what's happening. I mean, maybe somebody will bite. Yeah, can I do that? Like, and he starts to get his Nisi ready, like he wants to take a picture of this stuff.
I think that if you did it from here, I think the corrupt cops would probably block you. I think you probably need to come with us to a neighboring area, and then we'll put it out so that
Yeah.
it won't be blocked. And the neighboring area has to care because they probably don't want to become a border area, right? They're going to care if this area gets taken over.
Yeah.
And they might not be on the take.
Maybe we head back to Cahokia. The government's there. My parents could maybe help get the word out.
Aquoni looks at you and is like, look, I really appreciate it, but my family's here. My friends are here. By the time you get to Cahokia, this place will be, I don't even know what do the Ezcans do to people? Do they, I can't, and he's like, surely somebody who works in the, Polka's got to care. The chief of police has got to care. Like, he doesn't want to leave. I mean, so you guys do whatever you want, but
yeah. So Aquoni, Polka's not going to care about this. Polka.
Yeah, she's scared. She maybe already knows some of this.
What are your just out of curiosity? What's Despa's ability? That's probably a physical one, right? Regenerate soul during an encounter. Okay, got it. Yeah, he's he's at a loss. He's like, well, look, I mean, if push comes to shove, I know Picha. I know that that NPC's name is. I know Pawanti. I'm sure Pawanti's tied up in this. He's starting to now just like tunnel vision. Pawanti's tied up in, killing the elder. I've at least got to get him, but he's not gonna. He looks like he's completely at a loss as to what to do, because he's afraid of the fact that this military force is coming in, according to what you guys are saying. What did you have some objective in showing it to him? Hote, was there something specific you were hoping to get from them?
One just to as evidence of this this advance. If he has any insight of like what it could be used for besides communications.
It'd also be a good idea to talk to someone who's fairly local to find out what the best defense is in this area, because it seems like there's regular people who are being swayed towards the Ezcan Empire and cops that are on the take and no military to help out. It seems like there isn't a whole lot that can, there aren't a whole lot of defenses. It seems like the Ezcans have done a good job weakening this point. And if a Coney doesn't know of any way to defend it, and it's just him fighting,
Well, Chihan, who's there, has been like working on something. Is like, look, we can try to set up. Coney and I can try to set up some way to disrupt their drones. Like, we could try to hack into them. It's not going to stop everybody. It's not going to stop any actual soldiers. But and Coney's like, oh yeah, okay, it makes sense. And so they start to do something. I mean, I don't think any of you have the hacking skills to know what they're doing, but they're basically and then they take the tech that you gave them and they pop it into something and they start trying to figure out if they can even use this thing to to like control the DASO network, like set up a fake translation. And anyway, it's beyond you all. So you feel like maybe that there's something they're doing, but it's not going to stop a military force coming in.
Maybe we don't have to repel a military force. Maybe we just have to show them that we're not an easy target, or this town's not an easy target, and that'll be enough for them to look elsewhere. It's only a temporary measure, but
one option would be to draw enough attention to this area. So they've been doing this very subtly, right? And they're kind of hidden. And if we draw enough attention here, from the rest of, our land, then the people in our land won't stand up for them just coming in. And if we can publicize this enough, either through the internet, through our Nisi, showing what they're doing, showing that they're coming in with these military drones, and that they've killed an elder, then maybe that'll be enough to stop them and realize that this isn't an easy target.
Okay. So we let them go ahead and publish it on the Nisi.
Yeah, I think that might be the best bet. And, well, I think right now they're working on blocking the Ezcan drones and, their network from coming into this area. But I think we should let them just publish it on the Nisi and see if there's some way we can make sure it gets out.
Okay. So you want them to do that, or you want to do that yourselves?
I don't think I can you know, I don't have the skills to do that. I might be able to
Yeah.
help distribute, you know, like if you need a transmitter put someplace, I might be able to help with that. But I can't necessarily put this out on the Nisi.
Right. And just remember your NPCs. So you have Anicote, who's an information dealer. I'm just trying to think if anybody else knows anybody else who could help them.
Anacote might be able to, but I guess while they're back in Cahokia, this is something that would basically be worth. This kind of information would be worth a great deal to them to publish. So yeah, that's a great point. So yeah, maybe we could put this out on, put the proof that we have out, and then make sure that Anacote gets a hold of it. They are a information source, and that could make sure that the information gets into the right hands.
So if you're all comfortable with that, we'll just hand wave a little bit and say you publish it. You got do you want to go through on screen what your interaction is with Anicote, or do you want to just, type up something and send it over and we hand wave it?
No, I think we should do this on screen.
So you're calling Anicote or you're texting them, or what are you doing?
Yeah. I'll call Anacote and say, I've got some good information for you, and I can share this. I think it's important, and I think you'll like it.
Yeah, Anicote says, yeah, I'm getting chatter that things are heating up all over. I was wondering how you're doing over there. But nobody really buys it. It's like somebody's there's all this counterintelligence being put out there that this is just that this is an internal squabble, that this is the DNA Republic fighting with the Freelance, and making it look like the DNA Republic is trying to get more funding for military, and justify, their dealings with the Ezcans, that they continue to need to deal with the Ezcans based on some necessary resources, but they need military. Now they need, anyway, this is all sorts of like fake stuff going on out there. So I'll try to get this out there and make it look verified, whatever you've got. Assuming you handed some of that over to Anicote.
Hand it over through what are the names of our hackers?
Yeah.
Chihan and Akwoni. Yeah.
In a secure way. In other words. Yeah. Cool. All right. So Anicote says, yeah, I'll get on that. So you feel like maybe one prong is in motion there. Was there anything else you wanted to achieve or questions you had?
I'd like to tell her to keep an eye on the drones here, that we're going to try to get out and we're going to try and get our people out. But if something heats up, you might be able to get actual footage of the Ezcans trying to take over part of this town. So if you can keep an eye on the place, then that might give you more proof.
Oh, delicious. Okay. And she starts to talk, they start to talk to Kwoni and Chihan about it. Like, I'm going to need you to send me this footage. I don't have eyes on it directly, but let's, I'm going to have like a subsystem run over here that's dedicated for you. Here's the equivalent of the FTP server that you can put it on. Was there anything else that you wanted?
I think that was it. Did you guys want anything else?
I think Desba would place, and we don't need to play through it, but she placed a call home to her parents. They are, they're government officials. They're not leaders, but she hopes that they might be able to put the word out, whisper in the right
yeah.
ear, pass things along about this border problem.
Yeah, they are very concerned, and they 100% believe you, and they make it sound like they're going to find somebody to come help. I'm trying to remember, where were they from? Do you think they were from a place like this? It said they were from the countryside, right?
Yeah, originally from freelance, but let's see.
Oh, okay, it was still the freelance.
Yeah, still freelance. That's I stayed with that.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they make it sound like they're going to, it's not going to be right away, but they're going to try to get in contact with somebody they know. You actually have that as a
Yeah, I have it as a gift.
a gift. So there you go.
What do you
Let's
know?
lean into all this.
Oh heck. I think
gonna
I
say,
did a
yeah.
thing about the one, and I had a blessing with melee weapons, but oh well, that's fine. It's what it is.
Oh, okay. And you also have anger. If you or anybody takes damage, make a will check. Failing to get at least 2 successes, they attack the person who feels responsible. Okay, so you might have
Crap.
killed that dude, but that's fine. Whatever.
Oh
This is
yeah,
the
I gotta
fun.
keep an eye on these gifts and burdens. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
No, me too. This is the fun of Trad World. A lot of different rows to keep track of.
Yo.
So okay, so you feel like some military is maybe on its way. So I think Dasi is still there, and Dasi's like, are you trying to start a war? Dasi's like, we live here. I know this is happening. Are you really sure? Like, you're bringing military in here? Is that what you want to do?
So Dusty, we're not actually bringing military in here. We're trying to prevent the military from coming in here. But the Ezcans are already bringing it, and Aquoni won't leave. And I don't think everyone in the town will leave. So I think that there's nothing else to be done. Do you want to leave?
Yeah, okay, good point. If my choices are either to leave here or stay here, and yeah, I'd rather have, like, I don't trust those guys, but I'd rather have the freelance military come in and protect us. Yeah. All right. But it feels like it feels like maybe you all don't live here. I mean, where are you gonna stay? You gonna stay at the hotel, or are you gonna bring these guys in and get out of here? Are you gonna stick around and help out, or are you gonna go back to Cahokia?
So let's have an out of character talk about this to figure out what page everyone's on. What do you think, Rod? And what do you think,
Yeah.
Rich?
No, Rod first. Yeah, that's good.
I'm thinking. I mean, well, one thought was getting, if they want more proof, going to the field, the research facility, and just seeing what exactly they're experimenting on and trying to do there. Uh, Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, not quite sure how we're gonna repel them. If we can weaponize these infected animals to help us. I don't know. My mind. We'll see. I'm still forming thoughts. So yeah, that's where I'm at.
What did you think, Rich?
This is an interesting development, but boy, the scale has gotten big. And while I earlier had said, yeah, I super want to go to a nightclub, it seems like that's a really bad idea now. Also, Desmond needs to heal, and so kicking it back on a you two, while traveling home, could help get her a little bit closer to there. And also, we did all that cool world building in Cahokia that Rich, the player, would love to dig into. So I'm leaning towards returning home, but my character could easily get talked into going the direction that you guys want to go.
And Chris, remind me, we have one session left? Is
Yeah.
that right? Okay. So my take on it is one thing we could do here is I think what the rest of Cahokia needs is to know what's going on, right? We need to expose it. And one way we could expose it is with a skirmish, right? If the Ezcans are forced into the open to fight someone like us or like Aquani or whoever else Aquani can gather, then it could be recorded and sent back through what's their name? Anacote? And that could bring the rest of the forces in. So this could basically just be us trying to publicize what the Ezcans are doing so they can't do it sneaky like they have in the past. And then we can so I agree. We need to heal first, right? Because we're not going to be able to travel anywhere or do anything until we heal up. And then once we heal, I guess we have a choice to make. We can go back to Cahokia and see if, someone else can deal with this stuff. Or we could try to look into the research facility, I guess, and bomb it. Or, let all the cancerous animals free or whatever the experiments they're dealing with or something like that. Or we could see if we could engage with the soldiers that the Ezcan said were coming and the drones and all that kind of stuff and make that public. What do y'all think?
All that sounds fun. I think I just think that if we try to engage directly, we're not gonna stand a chance, which may serve the purpose of informing Cahokia and getting the people riled up if they watch us get massacred. But um, I'm up for checking out the research facility. And if you still want to go to the nightclub, maybe we can get information there as well, Rich, from Coyote or whoever. So I'm fine with that being on the table as well.
Okay. Wow. We're all cool with everything, which means it's hard to choose a direction. I lean towards returning to Cahokia personally. Maybe we could do some of the, Stephen, as you talked about, like dropping dime on the invasion as it's going on in the borderlands. But I feel like if we stay, then that's what we do for the next session and a half. Are we that interested in, like, is that where we want to go for the next, half hour? Next session is sticking around here because that's the main plot that we've been involved in.
What would we do story-wise back in Cahokia?
Follow up on all the stuff we set up when we create our characters. Because a bunch of little plots that we could probably just, it would be a weird, almost anticlimax in a way, but also would be a lot of talking with NPC stuff that I remember hearing about when I was listening to Stars and Wishes. So
Okay.
I'm down for whatever. But I might throw ambushes at you and stuff like that.
sure.
So it's really helpful to hear. That's awesome to hear. So who's your we've got Ahote, we've got Desba, and we've got Shaka. Who's speaking up? In character, who's speaking up in terms of the unless you want to stay meta out of character. what's Shaka? So Desba is, are you explicitly telling everybody, let's get the heck out of here. Let's go back to Cahokia.
I've talked with my parents. They can help, but I feel like we could do more as eyewitnesses, talking to people who could really make things happen. This is a military affair now. These people are in danger, and we can stay here and do something about it. But we would just end up being names on a list used for other people to avenge us. Is that what you want? I'm here to protect you guys.
Yeah, I think you're right. So, Dossie, I don't think there's any chance. You asked what we were going to do, right? And I don't think there's any chance that the people here, or the 5 of us, or 10 of us, if we each find someone else, can defeat this army coming in. But maybe the 5 of us or the 4 of us can all leave and get the word out so that the people who can take care of this place can get there. Akoni, what do you think?
Yeah, Aquoni turns away from Chihan for a second. It says, yeah, it's true. Information. Yeah, you could fight. You could fight in terms of spreading information, just like Des was saying. Like, it sounds like they're doing a really good job of counterintelligence, and you know how it is. You live in a big city. Sometimes you just don't even care about what's happening on the fringes, right? I'm from Cahokia, just like you all are. So, maybe we try to raise the alarm. I mean, I'm not totally sure how to do that. I don't know if you all are either, but it's a fair point. The only other thing I can think about is my family's here. I want to get them out of here. And then, there's people in the Northeast. There's a whole bunch of people who live here. Like, should we be starting an evacuation? Should we just give up so that people don't die? Or are the Ezcans just not going to kill us? Are they just going to walk in and just take over? And, it's been a long time since the 5 Tribes War. Like, my grandfather used to tell me about it, but I don't know what to do. So how's Ahote reacting to all this?
He's just been listening, and he finally says, it would be wrong, and he kind of acknowledging Daci's initial point, for outsiders to come here, cause trouble for your city, and start something that will hurt you the most. I think if the 3 of us were to act, it would need to be with the blessing, or the blessing of the people of Auia. Is there a leader now amongst you, given that the spiritual leader is dead?
Oh yeah, there's the town council. Yeah, Piacast and Azaya Tado. There used to be more of them, but people have left this town scared. So we can talk to them. I mean, they would definitely have enough reach to be able to call a town meeting or send out an EC that has official weight to it. Out of character, I know we're at 10:35. We got a little delayed with the last break. Are you all, I'm sorry to put you in this position to ask, are you all comfortable if we go and barrel through it, or should we take a break for a couple minutes? Because we may not last the half hour anyway. Does anybody
if
want
we
to break?
continue.
Yeah, we can push through.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I wouldn't normally ask that question. Yeah, so the council could definitely get the word out that something is going on, and they'd be the people you talk to about an actual, suggestion of an evacuation or any kind of organized response.
I think we should talk to the council at the very least.
I agree.
And
And we
yeah.
should take the proof that we have along with the elders autopsy information that you have, as well as what we know about what happened, and see if we can get their attention to start an evacuation or start a defense. And I think this is how we get the people back in Cahokia to pay attention. I mean, this is a Borderlands, but we're all from Cahokia, and it's going to let them identify that even people from Cahokia are at threat down here on the border.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think that Oconee is important here because he's kind of the focal point, right? It's where we can send information to, where you can get, information from the front line, almost like you're, a reporter.
Yeah, Oconee pulls himself away from hacking. It's like we're trying to. They keep changing what's going on, but we're trying to stop the drones from coming. It feels like there is more of them. It does look like the range is. They're going to be able to get as far as even here. So this is really a question of timing. When are they actually going to come? But we're trying to scramble them. So if we can scramble them, they won't come here. We'll send them somewhere else. Sorry, he's distracted. So an old somebody knocks on the door. You're at the tech market, I think, right? That's where everybody's. And so somebody knocks on the door. Anybody going to answer it, or what are you guys going to do?
I'll let the Ahote and Desba and everybody kind of get in position, and then I'll open the door to see who's there.
Okay. You see somebody who is covered head to toe in cybernetics, and they're on the NPC tab as Hahi. And he says, yeah, well, I think we should talk. And Aquoni looks over and he's like, he says, oh, Hahi, you all should, wow. I hear you've come a long way. I hear your enterprises here in Auia have progressed since I've been here as a child. Did you know that your son is running around with the Ezcans now? And he says, yeah, P-Wanty is a problem, and he's becoming more of a problem. I think I'm going to need your help. I can't have my son running around with those guys. And it's 10:40, so we have a decision to make. How we can run this till 11 p.m. Or we can end it here. I'm happy to do either. And I don't want to cut it short. I'm also thinking about beats.
Yeah. I think now's a good, this is a good cut time. Yeah.
Yeah, works. We still have stars and wishes, so we've still got a
Exactly,
bit more time
exactly.
going. So yeah, I think now it's good.
So, are you all okay so far with me distributing the recording?
Yeah.
Cool. There was something that I forgot to do last time, which was related to character progression. Before we do stars and wishes, I emailed about it. I know on a short thing like this, character progression isn't as important necessarily, but it's part of the game. So, and part of the motivation. So, sorry, let me back up and say it's not important. That wasn't the right way to put it. Let me just look at what I sent last time because I think. So I had thoughts about last session, and I should have brought them up at the beginning, the XP, so to speak, that you all would have gotten. I had hacked it a little bit so that there'd be group XP, and it looked to me like based on, Ahote looking at, and this time I'll ask you all if you leaned into any XP triggers. But it wasn't really fair for me to ask you after the game was over and we'd hung up. So Hote leaned into herbalism a little bit because of the plant stuff. Last time took on responsibility which was your motivation. Desba took on responsibility in terms of protection. Shaka tried to make friends with animals and had curiosity. So it all added up to looking like Hote would get a point for herbalism if that was something you were looking at. I don't remember if it was. I think it was. And Shaka would get a point for animal husbandry, and each of you would get 3 points that you could use for long or short-term goals. Yeah, so it may be that you even increased your skills as a result. So I will ask you those.
Where do you stick the points?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so the way it works, that's a really good point. I think you're supposed to track it. You can track it in the notes at the bottom. It's just like column, row 132. That's a good point. It's not really, there's nothing in here for that. So just to spot check for a Hote, that would mean for herbalism, you have it's funny, my sheet keeps jumping down for some reason. Am I doing that? You have a 3-body herbalism. Not sure what that is. I guess that's a type of oh yeah, that's a type of herbalism. And so you could actually you'd have to raise that one first. Let me talk to you about that offline because the specialization things, I think we got to fix them for your sheet, and it's not a big deal, but it's easier to not drag everybody through it. In terms of animal husbandry, so you just straight up get that. So Shaka, you actually have that now.
To just put a point in under rank as if I paid for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Fantastic.
And
Okay.
don't worry about the yeah. And if you wanted to increase your athletic skill, Rich, since you have 3 points, technically you could raise it to be a 3 instead of a 2.
Athletics? I think I'll do that.
Yeah. That was one of your short-term goals.
Yep.
So let's ask those same questions. I'm just going to start with Rod. This session, did you play into your short-term goal, your long-term goal, and your motivation? And no shame in doing it or not doing it. Just there's a lot going on in this game. So
I don't know, with with trying to escape, kind of skullduggery or
oh, so what you have to do, you actually have to attempt the skill in order to raise it.
Okay.
So it looks like skullduggery and herbalism. I don't think you used them this session. That's long-term goal.
Well, I mean, trying and dealing with a quantity, can I say, like, trying to do this how do I phrase it? They're trying to do things not necessarily legally, hacking into the police station
I see what you're
and
saying. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, kind of like
Sure, getting a hold of secretive information. Yeah, I mean, maybe next time we should. I don't want to be a purist, but yeah, next time it'd be like we'd actually tried the skill.
okay.
You're supposed to feel the pain a little bit, but no, I'm fine with that. So let's say that you, because I just want to be generous with this stuff. Let's say that you did do skullduggery then, just not directly, and that was your short-term goal. In terms of your long-term goal, breaking your own curse.
Nah, I don't think so.
Probably didn't touch on that.
No.
And then take on responsibility, your motivation. Did you do that?
Yeah, I think so. We're trying to take on responsibility for protecting the town without being responsible for causing them harm. At least Hody was trying to push that at the end.
Yeah, totally
yeah.
cool. All right. How about Desba?
How about Desmo?
Did you use athletics?
She
I don't know
charged
if I
forward and hit somebody. The only skill she did was whacking somebody and then intimidating them later, really.
I know this is the funny thing about this XP system, and so if you want to argue that you used athletics by charging him, I don't know, it's fine with me. But
how do I
die in
raise
your
a
own
thing? Because
sword.
the cost is calculated, the total is calculated, the rank.
Oh,
If
don't
I
worry
put
about the cost. The cost, ignore the cost now. Just put
Okay.
the rank in.
So just raise it to a 3. Just type in 3.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
And
that spends my 3 points, so I'll knock that out of my notes.
yeah, cool. Did you try to kick your painkiller edition? Not
Nope.
really, right? Okay. And were you a protector?
I think so.
I think so. I just, want you guys to make the
Yeah.
judgment. Cool. Shaka, did you lean into any of your short-term goals?
So I tried to lean into learning more about the Ezcan language through
Yes, you did.
the Nisi and all of that. I just didn't roll it. Yeah.
That's okay. I don't know how you could roll that. I guess there is a language skill, but I'm trying to be generous. So sure, you did that.
Okay.
And then how about long-term goal?
I don't think so. No.
Nope. How about curiosity, the motivation?
Yeah, I think I went searching for track to see if the animals were coming over from the wild, whatever that name, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So I think as a result, I think the way it worked is you each leaned into your motivation. So again, now you each get 3 points to be used. And this time you can do it before the next session. 3 points to be used towards a long or short-term goal. If you want to change a short-term goal, you would probably do it after you spent the points here. And then on top of that, it looks like each of you gets a point. So 1 for skullduggery. Desba, if you want to take it for athletics, it's up to you. And I'd be happy for you to do that. And then Shaka for language, which is a huge stretch, but that's okay. This is a really short campaign. Maybe you're studying the readout as your free time here. So you each get one point to use on what looks like a short-term goal, and then 3 points to use on a long or short-term goal. Feel free to do that now or make a note of it. While one person is doing it, let's go around with stars and wishes. And
So before we go there, I have a question.
please do.
You said we
Yeah.
have 3 points towards a long or short-term goal. What do you do with those points? Do you just put increase like something's rank by 3?
So yeah, basically the way it works is if you have a skill 2, rank 2,
Mhm.
then if you have 3 points, it means you can make it to rank 3.
Perfect.
If you have a skill 1 and you have 3 points, you can use 2 of those points to make it to skill 2, and then you have 1 left over.
Perfect. Thank you.
If you're sure, no problem. If you're trying to get to a 4, you need 4 points. Definitely going to burn your brain a little bit while we're doing this under time pressure, but I think you're all up to it. So let's do stars and wishes, starting with Rich this time.
Can we do both?
Okay.
Okay.
So, oh, what was that? What was your question? Should
We do both stars and wishes in one fell swoop. Just making sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that cool? Or do you normally do stars and then wishes after?
It's your show, man. It's all good.
Yeah. Let's do it
Cool.
all
So
one swoop.
stars. I don't know. Is it okay? I mean, this is a star. Going into the farmhouse gave me some really solid vibes of Blade Runner 24, the newest Blade Runner 20, I don't know, something date. And I really love that scene. It was a wild opener. If I remember, it was the opening scene, which had guy who is in Guardians of the Galaxy is in Blade Runner 2049, I think. Anyway, there was some, I had that imagery in my head as we were describing that scene, and that was really rich and interesting to me. The blowing up the plot to be from, hey, we're investigating a old guy murder, to and there's border war, was a big swing. It was not where I thought we were going. It makes sense if you're going to the border, but you head down, sneak down to the border to get a plant, and then you stick your nose in a border war. That was a lot. I really like Ahote. It's one of the things we talked about in the pregame of things we wanted to see, and I like that it's paying off all of the time in the black and weird visions that Ahote gets. Rod, I enjoy how you have no problems making Ahote a little klutzy, a little oddly situated. It's refreshing because most folks, including me, will try their best to make their characters appear in the best possible light and most badass possible. And Rod, you're totally cool with flipping the other direction, which is neat. Stephen, I appreciate that you're keeping scenes like driving forward. Let's like push towards these things. Like let's head towards the solution. I really appreciate that. I think it's just good player skill to corral so that the GM can see a path is being followed. That's always helpful. So those are my stars. Wishes for the last session. Love to, and I talked about this during our out of character bit, but love to pay off some of the things we did during character creation. I got excited about those. We created some really interesting characters. We had some neat relationships, and I know that it's almost anticlimax to go there, but I really would like to see a bit of that. Maybe we intersperse it with some of the ramifications of the things that we've seen these last two sessions. So yeah, that'd be my main wish, is a little bit of that. And I appreciate you peppering, to sneak back to a star, I appreciate you peppering in the Auia star here bit. That was a fun out of nowhere, like, wait, why are you talking to me? I'm running from people. Oh, that was fun.
Sweet. Awesome. What is Shaka / Steven? What are your stars and wishes?
I'll start with wishes. I'm going to give Rich a wish, which is you said you wanted to see specific, like some of the initial world building stuff that we did, I'd like to know exactly what you want to see so I can lean into that.
Okay.
Like what's exciting so I can go, oh, this is what I really want, to make sure comes up whenever Shaka does something. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Other wishes. I would like to see us get to it. I think you may have asked this in the first session. I'd like to see us kind of get to an end and have a good, what's the right word? Cohesive kind of story end. That's the only other thing I can kind of think of. Stars, I really liked the initial scene. I guess I'm gonna say I like the action scenes. Like I like the initial scene with Powani. I think that was the name. Yes, Powani. Where he was trying to steal the mag slings, and Ahote kind of just tackled him. And I didn't really expect that, and I thought that was really good. And then I also like the scene with Desba in the hut, just, this guy's got a gun. No, I'm still gonna hit him. I'm gonna hit him and take him out. And I really liked. I hadn't thought about it until Rich, you brought it up during your star, which was the scene from Blade Runner where basically the cop came to the farmer's house and they got in a fist fight. I really liked that. That was really good. So yeah, those are my stars.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to rewatch that. I really like that movie, but I'm really, really intrigued by that scene at the moment. Rod, Hode, what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, I really like the farm scene. That went in a direction I wasn't expecting. And I liked how we kind of split up and followed our specialties. With Shaka tracking and Desba getting into a physical confrontation, and me going off and searching in Vision Land. Um, that was cool. I also like the ending where we saw Desba leaning into the parent angle as a possible part of the solution, and Anacott as well for Shaka. So that's kind of cool how those callbacks came out. Yeah, stars for you for Chris for continue making this like a interesting world that we are able to navigate and go through. I like the just trying to figure out what to do. I know some people some players sometimes don't like that, but I kind of like discussing that and planning and organizing that. As a wish, I think I think Chris, feel free to scare us more, because I liked I like the part where I with Pawanti in the beginning. But yeah, that Hoti's not very physical, so that was scary for me, and I would have even enjoyed it if that got that escalated somehow, and hopefully in the next session we can see how scary Pawanti really is. And also at the fight in the farm, and the drones coming in and that sense of tension. So feel free to scare us, is what especially with Halloween around the corner. So.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's really good to know. Yeah, I thought you all I really appreciated, in terms of stars, I really appreciated the out of character stuff. Just I thought it was really interesting, because it's something I wonder about. It's kind of like an extended wishes to, and then yeah, I hope that did it, and this is not me fishing, did it feel a little bit less like you're taking a tour of the place, a little bit more like you had to figure stuff out on your own? Rod, that was a wish that you had last time. And did it work, or was it too much like, oh, we don't know what to do, there's not enough direction? because it can be pretty open worldy, and there's a balance there.
Yes, for me the answer is yes, definitely. It felt we were more in the deciding chair of where we're going to be going. And if there's some conversation of where to go next, I don't mind that at all.
Yeah. I thought it was really, I appreciate that you all are, I know we're just 1 minute over, I'll be quick. I appreciate that you all are leaning into this trad game, that you're trying this out, that, and that you are trying to think about something that is a slightly big scale, that is like, there isn't necessarily a clear answer. So I appreciate that you're, engaging with that. Have a great weekend.
A good weekend.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.